Good morning, Tehmina Khan is here in TKMaths is fun. In today's video, we will solve a question on linear combination of random variable. This topic is included in the syllabus of A-level mathematics, S2. Here you can see my website address and my blog address. To watch more videos, you can refer these sites. So let's just start the question. Let me first show you the question here. Now this question is talking about volume in liters of juice in large and small bottles. So main concept or main focus here is on large and small bottles. Distribution of large bottle is given here and distribution of small bottle is given to you here. Now question is talking about find the probability that the total volume of juice in 3 randomly chosen large bottles and 4 randomly chosen small bottles. Now when you are solving linear combination question, you need to recall few concepts or few formulas, right? So I have written it here for your quick recall. This one, you can see when you are calculating mean and it is multiply like a times x, it becomes a times e of x. So similarly, you can see these. Because I'm not introducing the topic, so I'm not going into detail, but this is here just to help you to recall it, because we will make use of this. We will make use of this formula, right? We will make use of this formula also. And we will also make use of this. Now what is this? He was talking about here, how many large bottles? 3 large bottles, right? So if this is the distribution 5.10, so it means you will add 5.10 plus 5.10 plus 5.10, right, to calculate mean. Similarly, for variance, whatever is the variance of large bottle is given, you will add up 3 times, and if it is same, you can multiply by 3 also. Do not mix it up with the concept of this thing there, okay, because it is not, it is independent basically, the selection of the bottle. And then you will also recall, because we will use part B of the question, which needs to recall this concept. So when we are doing, let me enlarge it further. Okay, so when you are doing addition of the 2 variables, there we have large bottle and a small bottle. So we will do sum of those. So this is how we will add the mean and add the variance. And we will also do difference in part 2. So when you are subtracting, you subtract the mean, but variance you add, right? So these are the concepts you will remember when we will solve the question. So let's just start the question here. So let me refer here large bottle, because we are picking up how many large bottle? 3 large bottle. So I will call them as L1 plus L2 plus L3. And similarly for 4 small bottle, I will call them S1 plus S2, S3 and S4, right? So it means what we are doing here is we are finding out the probability of 3 large bottles, right? And how many small bottles? 3 large bottles and 4 small bottles. And we are finding the probability that the sum of the juice in these bottles is less than 25.5 liter. So this problem I have explained here in mathematical notation or statistical notation here. So now we have to find this out. Now the problem is, do we know the distribution of all these together? We don't, because we know individually the distribution of 1 large bottle and 1 small bottle, right? So we have to find the distribution of all together of these. So we have to find out a new mean and new variance for this together. So I have written down here a few things to save the time or to make the video shorter. So few basic things I have written down here, but when I will calculate the probability, I will show you working along. So you can see here, let me change the color here. So when I'm finding the distribution of 3 large bottles, what did I do here? I simply multiply the mean by 3, because 5.10 plus 5.10 plus 5.10 is same thing. Similarly for the variance, rather than adding it 3 times 0.012, which is here, I am multiplying it by 3. So I got the distribution of 3 large bottles. Okay, now I will find out the distribution of 4 small bottles, which I have done here exactly in the same way. You can see here, this was the distribution of a small bottle. Because I am taking 4 bottles, so I multiplied it by 4, or you can add 2.51 4 times. So now I have the distribution of 3 large bottles and 4 small bottle. But we have to do what? We have to add up. So distribution of 3 large bottle and 4 small bottle, because I'm representing it by L and S. So we will add up here. So what was the distribution of large and small bottle? It is here, 15.3 plus it is here 10.04. These are the mean. So let's add it up. What it will become? 25.34. 25.34. You can check in the calculator yourself also if I make mistake, right? Okay, similarly for variance, because distribution of normal is what? Mean and variance. So now I will calculate the add the variance of large bottle, which was here, this one, 0.0306 plus 0.0144. Let me erase this. Okay, so now we will add this up and it will become, I am using calculator, you can also use. Okay, so I got my new distribution for 3 large bottle and 4 small bottle. Now I can calculate this probability. So I will write here probability of, because now I will change this thing into Z, okay? Or let me call this whole thing as a T thing. So I can say probability of T less than 25.5. Okay. So when we calculate probability and change it into Z, the Z formula is what? X minus mu over standard deviation. So we will change it into Z now. So it will be 25.5 minus what? Minus this thing, 25.34, which is my mean for this distribution, and standard deviation, because this is your variance, right? So it will be 0.045, because you write here standard deviation. So if you calculate it, let me calculate it. So it is coming probability of Z less than, sorry, let me write it on the line, but it's okay, 0.754. okay. So now you have to look at the what? Normal distribution table, right? So we will see what is the probability there. So I have put the table here. Let's see, 0.754. So 0.754, where it is, 0.7 is here, 5 is here. I'm stopping here, and 4 is here. So I will talk about this number. So it is 0.7. I'm talking about this number, right? 0.77. Oops, I can't write here. Okay, 0.7734 plus 12, and we add 12 here. So it will become what? It will become 6. Shoot. It will become 6. 6, 4, 7, 7, 0. So 0.7746 we write in 3 significant figure, right? So it will 0.7745. So my probability will be 0.7746 you can write, and then you can write 0.775 in 3 significant figure. So this will be your probability. So let's see the second part of the question. Okay, now the second part of the question is talking about finding the probability that the volume of a juice in a randomly chosen large bottle, so one bottle, is at least twice the volume of juice in the randomly chosen small bottle. So in statistical notation, it means this you have to calculate. So I have written it here, the whole description which is up there. When we talk about at least, it means greater than or equal to. So this is the meaning of the question. So it means that you have to calculate probability of large minus 2s greater than equals to 0. Now you need to calculate the new mean and variance for L minus 2s, right? L minus 2s. So we will calculate the mean and variance so that we have a new distribution. I have done a little work here to make the video short. So you see here, why is it not increasing? Just give me a minute. Okay, here it is. Right. So if you see here, L greater than equals to 2s, then you can write it like this, and we will calculate its mean and variance, which I have done here a little bit for you in advance to save the time. So you can see here, L minus 2s I don't know, just a minute. So L minus 2s, if I find out its mean, right, if I find out its mean, then it will become what? Mean of L minus mean of 2s. Okay, so mean of L minus mean of 2s, which is, if you see here, here was given 5.10 mean of large bottle, and this was the mean of a small bottle. So 2 times mean of a small bottle is 2.51. I have shown you the formula in the beginning to help you recall, so you can see it here. So I got my mean 0.08. Now I have to get my variance. Okay. So now it will be variance of L minus 2s, because this is my distribution for which I have to find out the variance, which is equals to variance of L plus variance of 2 times s. Now when it is a multiple case like here, you know we take 2 square times variance of s, and variance of s was given here 0.0036, which I have written here, and variance of large is written here, which I have taken from here. Okay, so after this I added up. So now I have a mean and I have the variance of this new distribution L minus 2s. So finally my distribution will become, which I will write here, this is my distribution. Okay. Okay. So now let me reduce the size of this because we don't need it anymore now. It will occupy the space otherwise. Okay. So now I will use this mean and this variance to calculate the probability. So let's do it. Probability of, now I will change this into z. When we calculate the probability of normal distribution, we calculate it in z, which convert it into a standardized form. So 0 minus, it will be what? 0.08 divided by root of 0.0246. Okay, and now if you use calculator, let me use it here. It will be 0. Minus I forgot to write, 510. Okay, now you know the table which will be given to you in MF19. Okay, so now you have to calculate the probability of z greater than equals to minus 0.50. Okay, now if you, let me help you recall bell curve shape here, right? Now negative value is on this side, right? So suppose minus 0.510 is here, and you have to calculate this probability, right? But in the table which will be given to you, minus values of z are not given here. You can notice it here. Okay, so what we will do, we will make use of the concept of symmetry. So here I will have 0.510. So this red area which I have highlighted will be equal to this one. Yes or no? So to calculate this value, I can say it is equals to probability of z less than equals to 0.50. So let's go to the table and see the value over there of 0.510. So 0.510 is here, which is 0.6950. So my probability is 0.6950. So this is my final answer. So I hope you would understand, and please press like and subscribe button and share it with your friend. Thank you very much for watching the video. Take care.